Hey guys, it's Tony with Geek Designs. Today we're going to be doing an InDesign tutorial again. And today we're going to learn about text wraps, how to use them, when to use them, and best practices for them. So let's get started. So last time we had this interior layout for this brochure that looked okay, but we can make it a lot better by using some text wraps to kind of enhance it and make it look better. So let's get started with that. Start off, we could get rid of one of these square images and make it wrap around this image. What a text wrap does is basically adds unique features to a layout to make the text wrap around an object. So say if we want to get rid of this, we like the image at all. Say we have this layout over here with all this text, we want to break it up. But we don't want to break it up by using the grid. We want to kind of break the grid. Well, we'll go over here to our frame tool. Let's say this time we want to do an ellipse frame. We want to kind of in between these two columns because they have a similar topic. So we'll click, drag, while holding shift so we get a perfect circle. Kind of position it a little bit more. I think I want a little bit bigger too so it looks like it fits that area a little bit more. Like that. I think that looks good. Make sure it's kind of center in there. Now we're going to want an image in here first of all. So we're going to do our CC libraries method. If you missed the last tutorial, check it up in the card above to see how to add and edit images in InDesign. We're going to grab this image of the snow border, which is... There we go, now it's in there. We're going to zoom out by hitting Control minus, grab this anchor for this direct image, and shrink it way down so it fits in that frame better. Like so. That looks good. Just like that. One thing you can notice is that this text is not wrapping around this image yet, it's kind of just sitting on top of it. So over here we should have text wrap set up, we do not. So if you do not see text wrap over here, where usually sometimes we start InDesign up, you can go over to Windows, text wrap all the way down here, or use the shortcut Control-Alt-W, whichever is faster for you. You'll have this window pop up. Now let's go over some of the settings for this panel. This first one is no text wrap, which means the image just sits on top of it or sits below depending on where it's positioned in the document. We also have Wraparound Bounding Box. That means around this square, which is considered your bounding box, it'll wrap around, so we'll have a square wrapped around it. We don't want that really. Wraparound object shape, that means it'll wrap around this circle and create a really nice text wrap that'll be really different and stand out and make a nice pop for this brochure. We want that. Jumped object means that, say if you have, like how we had it initially, we had our rectangle, it would jump over this entire shape above and below so it would keep flowing. Jump to next column, which is the next one, means that say if you have the object here and you want all this negative space down here, it'll jump over to the next column instead of continuing down, which it has its uses. You just need to figure out what those uses are. So to text wrap this, we're going to choose wraparound object shape. And as you can see, it's starting to work a little bit, but it's not as good as we'd like it to be. So we're going to go over to the bottom, this next section, which increases the padding. It's at 0 inches right now. We're a little bit bigger. Now you can see this line that's starting to come out from the circle. This line is where your text wrap will be and how it will show up. So we're going to increase that a little bit more. I think a little bit more will help. I think that looks good. Move it a little bit over. As you can see now, no matter where we put this in the document, the text will wrap around it and try to fit. think I liked it how it was initially, like that. That looks good. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Did that wrong. Now we have to make it bigger, we have to hit Shift Control and drag. Makes it bigger. I like it smaller actually. Okay, that looks good. Now let's zoom out to view it and see how it looks. As you can tell, that looks a lot better than how we initially had it. It makes this side actually look a lot boring. So we might incorporate this circle over into here too. So to get this working, we're going to take this whole first column over here, so we got a giant column to work with. With W to get to our working format, we'll just drag it over. Click Alt while we're dragging it over, so we copy it automatically. We'll hit it to Title 6, so we know what we're working with. Now, since we have this image and the text strap and the shape that we like, we're just going to click the image as we have it now. We're going to hold Alt while we do that. You see that our cursor changed from one triangle to two. That means that it's going to copy whatever you're clicking and dragging. So we're going to click it, we're going to drag it, we're going to hit Shift at the same time so we keep the same exact area we want it to go, or it stays parallel to it. I think that looks good there. We might actually move it down a little bit. Make it more on this side too. Now we're going to change what's in this shape. Again, I think we're going to go back to the skier that we had. Oops. Get rid of that image inside there. Now we're going to add an image in here. So we're going to click, drag, drop in there. There we go. Now it's Now we just need to make it smaller again, so we're going to grab that white toner tool, get rid of our libraries, shrink it down some more. I like that. And that looks a lot more interesting than we initially started with. It'll really grab people's eyes with these two circles about what's in the resort. Then we could also have one in this middle area. Maybe add some more interest. Maybe. I think we could definitely use one on the back here. Because it's not very popping right now on the back, it's just kind of bland. So we'll go in. I think we want to make a different circle shape this time. So we'll hit W to go into our working area. We'll hold Shift while we have our Ellipse tool selected. Make a circle. Our text tab tool over. I think we'll place one here. Actually, no, we'll place one a little bit higher. We'll place one down there too. Down there should be good. This first one, I'm going to go back to our CC library so we have all our tools there. On this one, we're going to go back to our CC library so we can select some tools. I think for this one, might want to show someone having some fun. So for this one, I think I want to use this picture of a snowboarder. We'll click it, we'll drag it, we'll drop it in like that, hit escape. And now we got our working area with that picture. That it does fit in right how we want. I think I want it a little bit bigger. You can see the guy having fun, see smiling face. That looks good. We'll go over to our text wrap tool again. We want it wrap around the object shape. We want it similar to that. That looks good. We'll kind of drag it over here a little bit. Currently not liking how it's wrapping around this text. Might need to increase it a little bit. Maybe make the shape a little bit bigger. I'm not liking how it's wrapping right now. Might go modify some of this text to make it work. Do that a little bit. There we go. Now it's working. That looks good. I think we could maybe do another one down here, but we're not going to push it. And that is how text straps work. It's a really good way to add some flair to your brochure or your layout and make it look really good. You can use it with almost any shape that you want. And I would say just play around with it and figure out how to use it best for your design layout. I'll see you guys in the next one. A reminder, tutorial videos come out every Friday. Check out some of the wicked content that's on this channel. And also, if you haven't got subscribed yet, get subscribed to stay up with all the content that comes out on this channel. See you guys in the next one. Bye.